Hello and welcome. My name is Dragothic, and we are back again, joined by Marty for a 2Mooks review. First things first, let's do a quick little showcase. Marty's thumbnail, look at this thing. How cool is that? Marty drew that for me. I did a bit of playing for it while he did it. So, Marty, tell us about this thumbnail real quick.
Really easy art process. Obviously wanted to capture that gritty look with Briscoe. Looked up a couple of tutorials. And of course, we've got
Look
Briscoe.
there. Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the screen. Look there.
Oh, look at that.
Look there. All right,
Alright,
go.
should we do it again?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so pretty easy art style, very gritty, and I love doing Briscoe chucking the golf buggy. So 3 cool tones there. What do you think, Briscoe?
Yeah, no, I like chucking the golf buggies too. Literally, that was a joke of the day because a golf buggy, it was raining that day and it wouldn't get out of my road, so I threatened to flip it. and I can. So it was not an empty threat. All right, so we've got a little bit of we got a little bit quick thing before we go into everything though. We've got a little quick plug-in. So just remember, I've got a merch store with stuff like Merch Co on it. There's also Brisconid, like the Arachnid Brisconius. It's a whole bunch of stuff on there. It goes through Spring Tea. The links will be down below. And then 2Mooks review shirts, where all art that Marty's drawn up for me for the channel. So
Come and sponsor us.
yeah,
Woo!
and this pillow is really good. I love this pillow. All right, that's going to go back there. All right, let's get into the conversation about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Sponsored by Red Bull. Let's get it in.
Oh yeah, Tinkies, got a thing. Oh yeah, did you see the thing? I can't say sponsored by Red Bull. Not sponsored by Red Bull.
Redacted.
Would like a sponsor for Red Bull. Red Bull sponsor me. Because I have Red Bull. Alright. That's like the goal. That's when you know you've made it in life.
Just a random sponsorship.
Alright, so
Alright, walk us through Red Dead Redemption.
so Red Dead Redemption, you're playing as a cowboy rebel. In the olden days. You're like the outlaw of the olden days, where it's going extinct. The world's trying to modernize, and you're in a gang stuck in its ways. And that's effectively the whole point of it. Is that you're not necessarily a good guy, but he's decent enough. But you shoot people in the face.
Anti-hero. What about graphics and visuals?
So the visuals of it, actually got it ready over here. Give me 1 second. Click that. So the visuals for the games is fairly pretty, really. So say I'm here at this farm. Everything looks really nice. I've currently got this is only on 1080p, right?
Woo.
But it looks really nice. Everything moves pretty good. Granted, I'd like to remind everyone, I am running on a 3090, RTX 3090, and this is fully ray traced for whatever they've put it down to ray tracing. No DLS, this is just running. And I've got it sitting at 60 frames per second capped. I can do 240, but without it ever dropping frames, but it doesn't record well then because the Elgato only records at 60. So that's the game. The game it looks really pretty. And that's the go. I don't know if I want to I can leave this running over here, just looking at the farm. But it makes noise though. That's the only problem. So yeah, that's the general thought of it like that there.
Yeah, so just give us a basic outline of the story.
Hold on, let me click a button. So you're playing as Arthur Morgan. And he like I said before, he's an outlaw, and Arthur Morgan is part of this gang, and you're following Dutch, who is the leader, and there's a whole bunch of other people involved in there, from Indians to African Americans, and it's very much a piece of its time as well. So they do use words that in current society would be frowned upon, but it was commonly used then.
Yeah.
And like
So it's authentic.
it's like, it's not pulling punches. It's not meant to, it's like they want you to feel insulted when you hear that, because that's how we've grown up to now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't then, you know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. There's this gang itself though is from like a different part of the country though, so they're from a part of the country where they just no one cares as long as you're friendly.
Oh yeah.
That's the part of the country they're from. They make jokes about the more south you get,
Yeah.
the more racist it gets.
Oh my god.
Which I think is fairly true based on general memes of everything. So yeah, you're doing that there. By the way, we are doing spoilers because the game came out fucking like 4 or 5 years ago. So grow up. The one of the missions you go on, Arthur gets coughed up on by blood. He like punches this guy and he coughs blood up on him. Old mate had tuberculosis, so Arthur catches tuberculosis. Doesn't find out about it properly until he has like a real fucked up moment and gets dragged to a doctor by some random in town, who tells him he's got tuberculosis. And from that, and throughout the proceeding of the game, more and more members of the gang start to realize Arthur's sick, and they make comments and stuff about it. And Arthur's like, "I'm fine, don't worry about it, that'll be right." And you get this real sense of like Arthur can see an end coming for him, while the gang's also coming to an end, and he's trying to set it up so that certain members of the gang can get away safely before they get double crossed by other members of the gang, because it's like this big money thing where half the gang splits basically.
Yeah.
And it gets very by the end of the thing, it gets very cinematic-y, where you keep seeing this thing where Arthur's daydreaming about some like a buck out in the wilderness, and I can only imagine it's trying to represent his visualization of himself out in nature coming to it, and like like waiting for the hunter to shoot it sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like his spirit animal. Like he's starting to see his reincarnation. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then it leaves itself open without explaining it, so that you look at it and go and give your own reasoning for it, which is fine.
I love it.
But it got very cinematic-y towards the end. When you like say you'd finish a mission, and he'd either be coughing his butt and dying somewhere for a while before they give you control again. They'd throw in quick trigger scenes where you'd have to click things to do things.
Yeah.
Some of it was dodgy, some of it was alright. And then it gets to the very end, and there's like a whole split in the juncture, and you can really get the feeling that Arthur's going to die. Like, he's gonna die, and Arthur knows he's gonna die, and Arthur sort of picks a point where it's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna choose to die here.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I ain't got long left.
Yeah.
To make sure that certain people get away. So yeah, and that's the sort of general gist of it. It's kind of spoilers without spoilers. Everyone knows he's sick. You find out pretty early.
How did you find like the NPC experience? Like, with it sounds like they were very interactive. Like, there's a lot.
So the game is both very full and very empty at the same time.
Okay.
Like it's quite a large game. There's quite a lot of NPCs. A lot of them are just robbable NPCs that you could just shoot, and loot them for $2.50 and a buckle, like a gold buckle from their belt or something, or a watch or something like that. So a lot of them are useless. Every now and again you come across a stranger, which is like an event, and some of those stranger events can cross over to have like 3 or 4 interactions and stuff like that. One of which that I remember was remember how when you're hanging out here drawing. And I came across the gold shifter by the river.
Yeah.
So we just stood there and watched him for like 5 minutes, and he eventually found gold, gets on his horse and rides off. So I chased him down and stole his gold. Stole his gold nugget. That's worth $50.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I made $50 for sitting there watching him for 2 minutes. You know, just waiting to see if he got it. He wasn't happy. I left him tied up on the side of the road. I haven't seen him again.
He's now just for eternity, in the universe.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. So, and then there's stuff like that. But there's also like some old blind man and stuff like that. And then there's some people pretending to be blind, and you point your gun at them and they go, "Ah, shit," and you're like, "I fucking caught you." Like they're begging for $1, right?
Yeah.
Just like either be like, "Oh, I'm blind, I lost my eyesight," blah blah blah. You point the gun at them, they flinch. You're like, and they're like, they have like that moment of like, "Hey man, can I just go?" "Nah, man. Oh, come on, man. I fucked up.
How about bugs and glitches? Because like with everything interactive, there's got to be something that kind of didn't really be that smooth, you know?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of bugs. Like so,
Be
and,
bad.
and it's nothing huge. It's just enough, enough small ones, but they happen. The game's so big that they happen immediately. But there's certain actions you're gonna go and do, and you know that that's gonna give you an issue because the game's not gonna act right.
Yeah.
So some of it's bugs and some of it's not bugs. So what, like, some of it's bugs and some of it's bad mechanics. I don't really know. So say you're riding a horse, right, and then you'll be going along and you got to try and jump over a rock, right? So you'll jump over this rock, but then the game will decide that this rock over here that you're not in front of is actually the rock right in front of you, even though it's off to the side.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to jump over it again or like that, it'll just be like, nah, there's a ledge there, and then the horse will trip, and then you're falling down a cliff, and your horse is following it. Like one time, I literally fell off the horse, hit into a tree. The horse slammed into me, and I'm like, oh no, my horse. The horse died, by the way.
Oh no!
And so I had to kill another dude to steal his horse.
Oh, no.
But it was a nice horse. I was fully leveled up horse. So something silly like that killed a horse for me.
Mm.
Another bug I had is I was doing an unskippable train mission where you're riding on the train and shooting off people and stuff like that. And the horses, they generally follow the train, right?
Yeah.
Because they're waiting for you to whistle, because then they run up the side so you can jump onto them, you can ride up further and you can jump off again, right? My horse, whatever it decided to hit the side of the train randomly in that mission, and then I can see the mini map. It's got the horse dying signal, but I'm in the middle of a train mission, and I can't stop and go and get the horse to revive it.
So it's being perpetually murdered. Oh my god!
So it's just been left over there, and then once the mission finally finished, it spawned the horse next to the train.
Oh, so it lived.
No, it died. It spawned the dead horse there, so I then had to take the saddle off of it and carry my saddle into town, and I'm like, God damn it! And this was like one of those 6-star Albanians from the Winterlands that I trekked out to catch this one rare horse. It's got an interactable. It only spawns one at a time. It's always there.
Oh no! Yeah.
So I lost that horse. I had to get another one.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's just like little stuff like that, and then the cute quick time events. The quick time events probably what annoyed me the most.
Like when you got deserted and you had to walk really slowly because he was dying.
Yeah. There's stuff like that.
I remember the pacing, man.
But there was more. There's other ones as well. Like there was one there where it wants you're on a train with John and you're having to pump the pump trains.
Yeah.
Where you got to move up and down, and it wants you to only press it on the down and to let it go on the up, and push on the down and let it go on the up. But it's got a really iffy idea of where this is and where this is, and then you'd be doing it, and the train's coming, and it knows it's shit because it goes down. It's like almost like it's slowing the train down with you moving slowly. Like it knows it's doing it terribly.
Yeah.
So they've just slowed the train down in front of you, and then you just got to get to a certain point before the train hits you, and then it automatically jumps off. But it's just one of those things where certain things don't need to be a quick time event. Certain things can just be a cutscene that starts because you activated it. I am quite happy to watch a cinematic of me dodging a fucking train, okay?
Yeah.
Don't make me struggle with a bad mechanic when it could have been a fucking scene, like
make it a cutscene for 2 seconds.
yeah,
Keep the
it was
going,
literally
like...
it was literally 10 seconds. Like you could have like just 10 seconds where they're doing this instead of me trying to push a button to make it. It looked bad. It felt bad. It annoyed me. And it changes its mind on how things work. So it'll be like, oh, I'm a circle thing, so you need to hold me down to fill the circle. Other times it's a press. Same button though.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell you it's a press or a hold, it's just the buttons there.
Yeah.
So you fail the quick time event the first time. The second time as well. The third time it puts a little thing up in the top corner telling you how the quick time event works. And then the fourth time it offers you to skip that quick time event. That quick time event. It offers you to skip it, and it's just like, no, fuck you, fucking doing it.
Yeah.
I'm fuck.
Game of rage.
Like one of those points there at the very end before Arthur dies is one where you've got to like tap it, and I mean I'm fucking sitting fucking like this because it's trying to show struggling because Arthur's crawling away from one of the bad guys. He's crawling away for a gun, and it's trying to show you the struggle,
the urgency, right?
Yeah, and if you don't quite make it, because you've knocked half the fuck out, and they catch up to you and they choke you out, right?
Yeah.
And then you die. You get a wasted thing, right?
Just like San Andreas. Yeah, cool.
You make it 2 steps further, it killed you in a cutscene. It's just like, look, I've already had the outcome. Just I struggled, I failed. Just give me the cutscene either way, you know?
I know, right? Yeah.
Like, you've just given me a cutscene to fail. Okay, sure. But it's just like, yeah, I failed and I got choked out by him before I got to have the cutscene. But why not just have the same cutscene start out of 2 different forks, slightly different?
Yeah. Would have been so much easier, right?
And it wouldn't have slowed it down. It wouldn't have taken me out of the immersion. It would have, instead of having 1 fork and a failure, it'd be 2 forks that lead to the story, 1 second different in timeline.
Yeah.
With one with the bad guys caught you, one with the bad guys not caught you. Either way, same outcome.
Yeah.
You know, it's
simple.
Yeah, it's just like, I understand I was going to die in a cutscene, but why fuck me for it? like that's what it felt like.
Okay.
So, and
Game overall, what are your thoughts?
Game overall is pretty good. It's pretty good. I've put a lot of hours into it. It is a very large game. You definitely get your money's worth out of it. Online is a whole nother story. Don't waste your time. It's like 6 missions. It's basically just more Red Dead with a mate, and you get bored very quickly. And there's griefers on there that blow up dynamite for the whole server, and you just get exploded, and you got to leave the server, go to another server.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Look, Rockstar has put all of their eggs in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
They've re-released it 7 times.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption Online has gotten nothing. It got like... The actual game itself, I love the game. Red Dead Redemption Online is... Me and a mate played it for a day and we've never gone back to it.
Terrible.
Because we finished it. We finished what it was. The grinding for it's terrible because you like money's worth nothing on there. We did like 20 hours of it and we couldn't even buy a weapon. To upgrade a weapon. Jobs and stuff that pay you the online currency. It's really set up to make you want to buy the online currency so that you can do what you want to do.
So it's like a moneymaker thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The only problem is that there's nothing fun to do.
Yeah.
You know, so what's the point?
Yeah.
And the thing that you could do, you could grind it out, sure. But I would need to do a certain thing for 40 hours just to get enough gold to buy a single one of the DLCs, which gives you a new job class to go and do, like a bounty hunter or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that job there, I could go and do that. I would have to do that job for another 40 hours of running it constantly running it to make the pittance of the currency before I could buy the next job. And it's like, at that point there, none of the jobs are actually fun anyway.
Yeah.
I looked them up online. I wasn't thrilled. We didn't do that very long. But the game itself, the actual game for Red Dead Redemption 2, very good. The story's interesting. It's fun shooting stuff. I hunted down all the legendaries. I did the fish. I didn't do much fishing. I did enough fishing. I did a lot of fishing when Marty was around.
Yeah.
And then I ran out of fishing. And then I hunted down all the things. It's on the thumbnail. I'm fishing because all I was doing was fishing.
There's a bunch of in-jokes on that thumbnail.
Thumbnail, it's just in-jokes. Yeah, so like, I would absolutely suggest anyone to buy this game. On sale or not. It's a good game.
Yeah, good.
Online is, you got a mate that also got the game and you just want to do a couple of missions together. It's got like 6 missions. And it's kind of fun to do that, and then after that, that got boring. I'm just in the epilogue for Red Dead 2 now, where after Arthur's died, because you become John Marsden, who is the protagonist for the first game.
I like that tie-in, by the way.
So this is and where it is now, it's a couple of years after Arthur's died.
Okay.
So Arthur's helped John survive, and it's a couple of years later. So John's son and Abigail have come to the village. I only just started doing it. But basically, John's son's like, you know, not a tiny tyke anymore. So yeah, I liked it.
Good.
I liked it. I will give it, because I think that's what we're doing now. We'll bring this up. 4 stars.
4 stars.
I will give Red Dead Redemption 2 4 stars. leading up to the epilogue. The epilogue, if it's just more Red Dead Redemption 2 or more storyline leading up to the reason why I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to assume it leads to why John goes after the gang in the first Mook game. Because there's like a gap. It's like, I think it's like 8 years between this game and that game, and I've just come into 3 years after that 8.
Yeah, so they're bridging the in between.
So you started out 5 years before he hunts them down.
Star Wars, take note, do that.
Yeah. So 4 games. Online, I give 2 stars.
For the online game.
2 stars for the first 24 hours. 1 star for the rest of the game. For online, because it was just trash. Trashy game. It was just shit. So yeah, that's the go.
All right.
We have anything else to cover? I think it's just the outro now, isn't it? Yeah, so you hold that. Alright, so don't forget you're not in the picture. You're not in the picture. There you go. So don't forget, links down in the description there for my Spring Tea merch store, which has all of things like Merch Go, Briskinid. The Red Dead Redemption logo is up here is going to be on a t-shirt as well. You can get any of these things there. It helps support the channel. I have just spent 24 grand on computers in the last year, this year alone. So because it's mostly all funding that will lead towards us continuing on with our 3D animation stuff because we're making a movie.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so anything you do to help out is amazing. Do that there. Follow the links. There's all the social medias up there as well. Instagram. Marty doesn't really use it, but I post everything of us on my Instagram. So if you want to see Marty, you just look me up and I tag him and everything because Marty hates posting. Yeah, I think that's it.
We did it.
I think that's it. I think we did a video. Yeah, 2Mooks review. Look at that. Da-da-da, theme song. Theme song. Doing the merch go theme song. Yeah, okay. It's good enough.
Remember it itself. Make a merch go theme song.
Alright, thank you very much. Gothic signing out. Say bye, Marty.
Have a good one, guys.
And I'll see you in the next video.